racist.
Bigoted.
That's what my book's about. It's called Political Correctness. It's called Multiculturalism. It's cultural Marxism. It's the interpretation of Marx from the haves versus the have-nots, which was the great argument on the economic front, to the oppressor versus the oppressed, which is a cultural argument, which is the black versus white, the gay versus straight. They've pitted Americans against each other on this front, and the Democratic Party has embraced this false theology.
Okay, and let's go to also, wow, ironic, but Anaheim, California as well. Bill, hello, Bill. Dennis Prager, Andrew Breitbart.
Good morning, gentlemen. It's a pleasure to speak to you. A while back I had an argument with a friend of mine and she's very far left, and she was talking about Fox News being inaccurate, and I said, what are you talking about? And she pointed to a couple of stories that Mr. Breitbart was involved with. You probably remember the issue of a young man and woman dressed up as a prostitute and a pimp, and they went to the Acorn offices, I believe, in Baltimore, Philadelphia, San Diego, and a couple of other cities. She said two things. She said, first, that they were not dressed up as a prostitute and a pimp, and I looked at.
Why would that matter? If they acted like a pimp and a prostitute. And guess what? In seconds 18 through 22 in the first video, he walks in khakis and a regular shirt, and in his video it also shows him walking out in street clothes. He acted like a pimp. I'm not sure how he was dressed would affect. Acorn went down because we offered the full transcripts and the full audio to complement James's edited and truncated videos. That's what the mainstream media does. They edit things down. I knew they would charge us with bad editing, so we put the full context out.
We'll be back in a moment. The book is up at DennisPrager.com. Welcome back, everybody. You're listening to the Dennis Prager Show, and my guest is Andrew Breitbart. And we'll go to Walla Walla, Washington, and Craig. Hello, Craig. Dennis Prager.
Gentlemen, I can't tell you how wonderful it is to listen to two people who deal in facts, truth, and reality. This country is under siege by people who mean us great harm, and by the left, who are too stupid, ignorant, and power-hungry to understand the harm they're doing to us. And our salvation is going to come from the repetition of truth. And I'm so pleased that both you gentlemen deal in the truth.
Well, thank you. I just want to say one thing about my modus operandi, and that is that
Is that your new car?
Exactly. I'm driving a 2011 modus operandi. Very good. I never call the left names. Because I want people on the left to hear me, and I want them to say, well, at least this guy doesn't call us names, so we'll listen. I just want to make that clear, and I think we all should adopt that, because I do ultimately believe that a lot of people, there are some true believers on the left. There are people who just hate the right. But the vast majority of people are what you describe brilliantly as default.
The factory setting.
The factory setting. If you don't reprocess any idea, you're on the left. Because that's what you get from kindergarten through the end of graduate school. That's what you get on MTV. That's what you get at your museum. That's what you get in your ads. That's what you get in your movies. And so that's why they're on the left, not because of conviction. So I don't want to call them names. That's what I'm saying.
I agree. That's why I wrote the book. I didn't write it necessarily for right-wingers. I hope that doesn't, cause you not to buy the book. But I wanted people who were like me, who were kind of blind, and I needed this. I didn't know where to find it, and I happened to find it on talk radio. But my bad behavior was reinforced everywhere I went on the left. And I was rewarded for it. I was. and I could do whatever I want whenever I wanted to do it. But why wasn't I an insomniac? And why was there something in the back of my head thinking I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing? And why do I sleep very soundly now that I'm over on this side?
Well, we're lucky to have you. Andrew Breitbart's book is Righteous Indignation. You keep writing and you keep working. And what really moved me was you want to fight the bullies, because that's what I resonate to the most. I want to beat up the bullies. You've been listening to the Dennis Prager Show. The book is Righteous Indignation. It is up at DennisPrager.com. Thanks for listening.